Welcome back to Session 8 of Business by Design. Boy, the last few weeks, you've really had to work hard. Not only putting together your multi-channel marketing, now you're building a world-class listing presentation to never lose again. Today, we're going to talk about servicing your sellers and putting you in a position, if necessary, to create easy price adjustments. So here's what we know. When consumers are surveyed and asked about their experience with real estate agents, a very common complaint is they say, they listed my home and I rarely heard from them again. You and I, we want lots of referrals. And in order for us to earn their respect and these referrals, we have to commit to deliver more value than our customers ever expected. And that begins with having a weekly seller communication plan. Write that down, weekly seller communication plan. So here's what we recommend you do. Number one, every week we're going to be tracking all marketing campaigns and their results. For example, let's say you sent out 250 postcards on the home and you received 3 inquiries and 1 appointment was scheduled to see that home. The seller needs to know that. Let's say you advertised that home on Facebook. And because Facebook tells us the numbers, we can then tell the client 3,500 people saw the home. 22 people clicked on the link. 9 people shared it in their newsfeed of Facebook, and 2 people requested more information that I'm following up on. Now, if I just stopped there, I bet you're now going to be providing more information to your sellers than you currently are. And by doing this, you're upping your communication, you're ultimately bringing them more value, and you're showing them that you are that true professional, that trusted advisor that says one thing and delivers. The next thing, of course, in this weekly report, you're going to say, your home was viewed on our website and our portals, 9,653 times, or whatever the number is. Unfortunately, we did not receive any new interested buyers, but we're overall pleased with the traffic. Again, telling the client the truth of what's happening. You might also say, I knocked on 75 doors near your home and invited the neighbors to come and preview the home at our open house. And I asked every one of them if they knew someone that would like to move into our community. And 3 people told me they knew someone that was interested, and I'm following up aggressively to find those people and get them into your home. Now, by doing this, by giving them all the information that you're doing and the results that are being produced in terms of marketing, you're letting them know that you're the best at what you do and that you're willing to tell the truth, that as you're exposing the property in all these ways, some are working, some are getting good results, some are getting great results, but the fact that you're doing it all, that's the promise that we're delivering on. That's the value that you're bringing. So the second thing we want to do in our plan is to give them an update on the agent's feedback. So for example, you can say, we had 4 agents see the home, and here's what they told us. They didn't like the carpet. They felt that the backyard needed to be cleaned up or it didn't show well. And by sharing with them what other good agents are saying about the home, you're more empowered to get perhaps some of those changes you need to make the home more saleable done faster. And that's a good thing. Number 3 is you want to give them the feedback on what the buyers said that saw the home. So you could say in your report via email or however you deliver it, we had 3 couples view the home and here's what they told us about the property. And then you give them the feedback. Now, by doing this weekly, whether it's in an email or done over the phone, ultimately, you're keeping your client informed and involved with your activity and what the feedback is that you're receiving. By doing this, you are over-delivering value to your client, and that's the goal. Now, after doing this for 4 or 5 weeks, if we've done our job and we've marketed and exposed the home and we've not received an offer, you've now earned the right to discuss a price adjustment. Let me say that to you again. When I've done all of my marketing for 4 or 5 weeks and I'm showing them the data, I'm giving them the feedback of what the buyers and the other agents are saying, I've now earned the right to say to them, it's time for us to reduce the price. So let's take a minute and go through the very best dialogue for getting a price reduction. So I'm going to call them over the phone. Hi, Tom. I wanted to follow up on our last weekly report. Do you have a minute to discuss it? As you can see, we've been following our marketing plan, generating thousands of impressions, lots of inquiries, and over the last 5 weeks, we've had X number of showings. Now, based upon, and this is the important language, listen very carefully, based on the market, the agents, and most importantly, the buyer's feedback, I'm going to strongly recommend we amend or lower the price to X to get it sold, and then you shut up. Long pause. Let me say it to you again. You ready? Mr. and Mrs. Seller, based on the market, the agents, and most importantly, the buyer's feedback, I'm going to strongly recommend we amend or lower the price to X to get it sold. Pause. What would you like to do? What would you like to do? And at that point, they're going to talk. What about this? What about that? And have we this? Now, it's up to you to then listen to them and decide on the next best action. Get feedback from them. Maybe there's something that you haven't done that you need to do. More than likely, when you show them your marketing plan and you explain everything you've done in 4, 5, 6 weeks, you and I both know you've earned the right to say, I've marketed and exposed the property, I've had agents through, I've had lots of potential buyers through, and at the end of the day, you and I both know if all those things happen and you don't get an offer, the home is simply overpriced. Now you can say, no, Tom, I had a listing, it was priced great, but the home wasn't all that great. Well, guess what? If the home's not great, it's not worth a fair price. The home value's got to come down to match the needs of the buyer. At the end of the day, my friends, you and I both know it's always price. It's always price. And it's either append the price or wait for another 30 to 60 days. You and I both know that's the game. You, of course, can let them talk to their spouse, have their conversations after you drop this information, and then you come back to them again to figure out what's the best course of action. So stop for a minute and let's assess what we've discussed. The first thing is we want to bring value to our customers. We want to position ourselves to get the most credibility, the best reviews and testimonials by promising our customers what we're going to do and then delivering it. Now, you and I both share that same passion and commitment. The key is I've got to create a situation where I'm now tracking and measuring all the things I'm doing on a weekly basis so I can then send that to them once a week and say, here's all the activities and here was the results. Here's what all the agents are saying and here's what the buyers are saying, which means the market's telling us this. By simply doing that one thing, you're going to bring them value and you're going to earn the right, if the home hasn't sold, to ask for a price reduction. So, very simple message today, certainly coming off 2 long trainings the last 2 weeks. So here's your assignment. Number 1, I want you to build your ideal seller communication plan. Build your ideal seller communication plan. Ask yourself, what would I want to see and how would I want to see it? Would I want to see social media marketing and direct mail and knocking on doors and what buyers are saying and what agents are saying? And what's the best way for me to format that in a way that the consumer, your client, could read it and say, this makes sense, I get it. I may not like the fact that I'm being asked to reduce my price, but the data and all the information that my agent is providing, it's second to none. They clearly know what they're doing, and I need to follow their lead. You might want to show this to a few of your past customers or other friends in other businesses. And before you send it out to your first seller, get some feedback from other people you know. Maybe it's someone in marketing, or maybe it's a friend who owns a small business to say, if I had listed your home for sale and presented my marketing plan to you, and I sent you this once a week, would it make sense to you? And get the feedback, not from another agent and not just from what's going on in your head, but from other potential customers that could say to you, boy, if you shared it this way, or you languaged it like this, or you gave me some visuals like this, it would really make it stand out for me because I'm busy and I'm doing my life and I'm working and, I want to look at your information about what you're doing to market my home and make good decisions. So get that feedback and build your weekly plan. And number 2, I'd like you to take that basic dialogue for asking for a price reduction and hang it inside your office and decide what your frequency is going to be. So when you list a home for sale, if you price it and it doesn't sell and you've done all your marketing, you've exposed the property to the world and it doesn't sell, at what point do you ask for a price adjustment? The more you can articulate this and know it for yourself, you remove all the emotion from it. I'll give you an example. One of my top clients, here's what he says. Tom, if after 30 days, and I've averaged 3 showings a week, so 12 showings for the month, if I don't have an offer, I automatically ask for a price reduction. It's just math. That's his formula. I want you to decide on what your formula is going to be. So every time you list a house, if it doesn't sell in X time period, you know exactly what you have to do. Okay, we're at session 8. We're 8 weeks into this. Keep making your calls, keep booking your appointments, keep doing all that great marketing, keep practicing what to say, because this is your business by design. I look forward to seeing you next week.